So much has been about mysterious beings, the most common being encounters with angels. Reports of encounters with guardian angels have continued to be heard. In contrast, some reports state that these angels appear to deliver essential messages, while others claim that they seem to offer helping hands to those who need it. With these claims, many still doubt the existence of guardian angels. So join us as we have a look at 15 guardian angels experiences caught on camera. Number 15. Mom claims son captured his guardian angel. Carrie Listless, the mother to 7-year-old Asher, shares the experience of how her son had captured the photograph of a mysterious being he had sighted while randomly taking pictures during a trip. Both mother and son, who reside in Texas, were on a trip to Washington, D.C. when Asher began taking multiple photos of the sky during takeoff. Carrie recounts how she thought that her son was a blessing, even though it was at birth that the family had discovered Asher had Down syndrome, a thing the family had long come to terms with. They named him Asher with 2 capital A's because of the extra chromosome in his body, and they could not ask for a more awesome child. On one of their numerous trips to see Asher's elder brother, the young boy had pointed to his mother's iPhone, requesting to take a few snaps. She recalls that during their takeoff, the plane had witnessed a little bit of turbulence, and young Asher asked for her phone as usual. Holding the phone, he then began taking pictures. He took dozens of them in the process, and after collecting her phone after the turbulence, she was shocked at what she saw while going through the snap photos. She was going through the photos that the boy had taken and was stopped on one shocking photo that she couldn't believe. As soon as she had gotten cell phone service back, she posted the photo to her Facebook with a caption that stated that her son had taken it. After the post, several comments began to pour in, each individual explaining the shot separately. The family says that Asher had always been a peculiar child, and they had constantly attributed this peculiarity to something. It's as if his guardian angel or someone was watching him, but they couldn't tell. However, they may never be able to tell exactly what it is, except for a fact that it was outside the airplane window, and he took it on an iPhone. The family believes that while it isn't necessary to accept the photo, what matters is that you believe in the young boy. Number 14. A group of people in northern Michigan believe they came across a supernatural being. Something supernatural hit the news on a certain Wednesday that seemed like any other day. A motion sensor camera positioned around East Jordan took a quick shot of what appeared to be the image of an angel floating in the air. You can see a figure that resembles a head and wings, depending on how you interpret it. However, only some believe in the angel story. For example, the camera's owner seems to have a different opinion of the figure, as he claimed that it looked like a moth. Whether the image was a sign from the heavens or just one of the numerous optical illusions that people experience, residents who found it say that their prayers had been answered. One person recounted that it was an angel and that they were left in awe and couldn't wait to send the pictures of it to his wife and daughter. He had an angel on his camera, and he was happy about it. It was crystal clear the moment that I saw the photo, explained Pastor Daniel Mose. I freaked out a little bit, exclaiming, "Whoa, that's an angel!" And I texted him back, "That's an angel." There was no doubt in my mind that we were looking at something supernatural. Others would say that it looked like a moth at first, that it was crystal clear because the parts that looked and could be interpreted as wings and a head, but at the same time, since the photo was not clearly in focus, and since it remains what it is, there remains a lot of room for interpretation. Number 13. One mall security camera clearly showed angels performing works to help humanity. In video footage that was uploaded to Facebook on August the 5th of 2012, you can see a dark, quiet shopping mall on the screen with a lone man or woman walking towards the bottom right. The individual moves away from the screen and remains still for some seconds before a being, in the form of a bright white light, pops up at the top corner of the camera. Viewing closely, the being gives the same description as an angel. It appears the being is much of a human in shape but possesses large white wings, which the angel keeps open around its body as it reaches down. The footage showed that the angel tends to reach for something on the floor before flying away at a different angle from the camera's view on the top of the screen. While the sight of the supernatural being seems extremely incredible, it is observed that when it lands on the ground, lightning strike-like bolts of light tend to be with it, Even the pillars and tree boxes surrounding the area that it landed appeared to be temporarily lit up by its brightness. The angel's speed is another puzzling subject of discussion, as its illumination follows immediately by a split second, implying that it can move faster than the speed of light. The angel and its light are lovely sights to behold. However, the video continues and reveals the presence of witnesses. While these witnesses might not have seen the angel due to the speed at which it came and left, they witnessed the evidence, that being the light. 4 people who happened to see the light rushed to the spot, inspecting the ground and searching for its source, and while the purpose for a visit is yet to be ascertained, it remains clear that angels exist, and most of all, they make contact with humans. Number 12. Angel watching over the house of a Michigan resident. A pastor in East Jordan, Michigan has shared a photo of what appears to show the presence of a guardian angel above a vehicle. According to the pastor, the whiskey outline in the picture is proof of God's protection. Recounting the experience, the pastor would explain that at the house of Glenn Thorman, the fire chief of East Jordan, the security camera seemed to have recorded a snapshot of a supernatural being. He claimed that it was an angel and that there was no question that it was watching over the residents as they slept, as the family always prays that angels surround them and their property. The photos have not been altered in any way, and the second one shows the angel working away. The camera could capture this as it detected anything in motion or anything unusual, and there were lots of tears when they opened up the footage and watched it. While some believe that the object captured by the security camera is a moth, the pastor remains convinced that it was a guardian angel, as the temperature at the time of the photo was taken was too cold for it to have been an insect. They've repeatedly looked into the photo, considering several possibilities, and this being is behind the truck with translucent wings. They checked the temperature when the creature was sighted, and while the town's temperature was 46 degrees, at the Thormans it was 39 degrees or even lower, which made a temperature difference of 7 degrees. And meanwhile, the photo was taken just after midnight. Number 11. Angel watching over a young girl admitted to the hospital. Yet another surreal story that proves the existence of guardian angels is that of Amber Rose, a 9-year-old girl. Amber Rose had been admitted to the Presbyterian Hospital in Charlotte, where she was diagnosed with acute pneumonia. All the staff of the hospital knew about her and her family as she had grown up in and out of the hospital. She would be admitted to the pediatric intensive care unit for about a month and was placed on life support. Following her condition, which seems to deteriorate by the second, doctors had approached her mother explaining the possibilities of taking her off of life support. Debbie Rose, the mother, was okay with it and declared that if it was her time to go, that she would honor that, and so they removed it. Going days without life support, little Amber left the hospital staff in awe as she remained alive. The doctors again approached her mother and told her that they would take off the young girl's oxygen mask, and once again, her mother stayed supportive. Moving to the chart that her oxygen had been taken off, the nurse practitioner was surprised at what she had seen on the camera. Leading into the intensive care unit was a man who was standing by the door, looking at her in a funny way. Curious about why he was standing there, the nurse practitioner decided to personally walk down the hall and open the door, and when she did so, she found no one. She again returned to the nurse's station to finish her charting, concluding that the man had probably walked away. However, he was still standing there when she looked at the monitor. So she opened the door using the button near the nurse's station, but he wasn't standing there. Surprised at the fantastic turn of events, she then beckoned on another nurse to see the man, and both observed that the man could be seen while the door was shut. However, he always disappeared when the door became open. At that moment, they realized it was no ordinary man, but instead was an angel. His wings suddenly became visible, and he suddenly began shining brightly, making all of the intensive care unit full of light. Now, certain that it was an angel, they pulled all the staff of the intensive care unit and the mother of the young girl, who was so shocked to see what was happening. Everyone quickly pulled out their phones to take a picture, but nobody captured the shot except the young girl's mother. Following the incident, the girl's condition improved, and she would then be discharged. Number 10. Priest who an angel spared. The story of Father Bach has confused the entire world, with several declaring that it was his guardian angel, while others believing that it was probably luck. However, this story remains quite a peculiar one. It all began when Father Bach was inadvertently saved from a deadly accident on his way to church. A 17-year-old boy who was driving had lost consciousness due to a seizure and was heading at high speeds toward Father Bach. However, in shots that would be captured by security cameras that were stationed around, a man with white robes and wings shining brightly suddenly appeared, making the young boy's car hit and pile and fly away from Father Bach's. The young boy's car landed on the wheels and soon came to a stop. The boy would then be rushed to the hospital and was declared okay by doctors. Following the incident, Father Bach could be heard saying that he had perfectly believed in the laws of physics. As a newly ordained priest, his task included teaching various science courses at the high school where he worked, and physics was one of them. However, he still believed in guardian angels, and the security videos show exactly what happened. That was nothing short of an angel that was protecting him. Number 9. Mother believes she caught her dying teen's guardian angel on camera in their final photo together. This story centers on Sarah Danbury, who had taken her 19-year-old daughter Amy to a hospital in London for treatment. Sarah, who is from Grantham Links, had moved to London with her daughter Amy as she underwent a clinical trial to battle a rare liver cancer at the Royal Free Hospital in London. Upon arrival, the duo had lodged into a hotel nearby and were messing around, taking photos together to show Sarah's husband Adrian. They showed what the room looked like when they suddenly captured what looked like a heavenly apparition. At that moment, Amy was sure that the figure was her guardian angel who had come to watch over her. Sarah would recount the experience, saying that she didn't think anything of it at first, but when she looked closely at the photo, it does look like an angel. There were only 2 lights on that side of the room, and they were both switched off. It can't be explained, and it's weird, and when Amy saw the picture, she said that it was her guardian angel. Adding further, Sarah would say that it would give her comfort seeing the picture because it made her think that there was someone there with Amy looking after her, knowing that it was coming to her time. You never know. She doesn't go to church, but it did get her thinking that there may be more out there. The pair was in London to seek treatment for Amy, but unfortunately she was unable to make it back alive as she died 3 weeks later from complications that arose from her condition. Her mother would disclose that when she had a meeting with the oncology doctor, she was made aware that the tumors in Amy's body were the size of tennis balls, and it made her feel physically sick. Amy was such a brave girl, and she wasn't one to sit there and cry or complain. She was strong-minded and a real fighter. Although the angel which appeared did not spare her life, it was most definitely her guardian angel, and she was there for her in her last moments. Number 8. Erin Potter. The story of Erin Potter is that of a young girl whose guardian angel had come to her aid when she most needed it. Erin had been battling cancer for a long time since her first leukemia diagnosis in 2007, and after carrying out the first and second surgeries, the cancer returned for the 3rd time. Erin was once more admitted and then scheduled to undergo a bone marrow transplant, and one fateful day she had been playing in the backyard with her sparklers when her mother decided to take a photo. Although everything seemed normal in the image, a closer look would reveal the presence of an angelic figure that was watching over Erin, and just after the photo was taken, Erin underwent a successful bone marrow transplant and is entirely free of her cancer. Number 7. Angel spotted in an Indonesian mall. A security camera has captured what looks like a heavenly body falling to the floor of an Indonesian mall. While some believe that it was an angel, others are skeptical about it. In the video, a vaguely humanoid form seems to have fallen directly down from the sky on the right side of the screen and then immediately flew away at an angle. 6 seconds after the incident, 4 figures, presumably the security guard, appeared at the scene. Although the event took place in a matter of moments, it unmistakably suggests the presence of an angel. While its mission remains unknown, it could be inferred that it was watching over the mall, or perhaps an individual that was there. Number 6. Rose Benvenuto. In a photo that was taken by a volunteer at the fire department just moments before an accident, something supernatural seems to have been spotted. Rose Benvenuto, a 58-year-old woman, was involved in a ghastly motor accident that left her vehicle in a horrible condition while trying to avoid hitting a stray dog. First responders on getting to the scene were shocked to see an unhurt Rose with hardly any scratches on her body. Bewildered by the image spotted in the photo, they then went back to the negative on the film, only to discover that it also appeared there as well. Rose strongly believes her guardian angel had stepped up to save her life. Number 5. Young motorist with his guardian angel. Like any other typical Wednesday, Mr. Wooden was heading home when he was involved in a gruesome accident that should have taken his life. Witnessing the scene, Pastor Michael Clearly quickly ran up to help. The pastor recounts how Wooden's vehicle began rolling over before launching into the air and then slamming into a tree. He then noticed something propelling out of the passenger side window. He said that when he got to where it was, he was shocked to see a young man curled up in a ball. He was in prayer mode the entire time that it happened, asking God to protect the person. After first responders arrived on the scene, Michael began taking pictures, and to his utmost surprise, he saw a being that looked like an angel watching over the young man as he was being treated. Miraculously, he pulled through, and he and his family believe that it was his guardian angel who had been captured in the photo that made it possible. Number 4. South Carolina man live streams cloud. He says there's an angel. A man from South Carolina pulled to the side of the road to get a live view of what he perceived was an angel in the sky. Bob Harry, upon sighting it, brought out his phone and began a live stream that more than 6 million people viewed. Bob knew that no one would believe it unless he caught it on live stream, and he reported as stunned by what he saw. He had never seen anything like that with his own eyes before and believed that it was an angel inside of the clouds. Number 3. Richard J. McCormick. Freelance photographer Richard J. McCormick has captured what's believed to be an angelic being. This photo would be taken at the World Trade Center's annual Tribute in Light. Resting atop the twin beams built to memorialize the towers that collapsed on September the 11th of 2001 was a white-blue figure that McCormick thought was actually Jesus. Others who viewed the viral photo declared that it was an angel, as its wings were a little visible. Number 2. An angel in the clouds. Like the story of Bob Harry, a man in North Carolina captured something similar when he was on his way home from work in 2014. In a photo of what appeared to look like an angel. Upon getting to work, one of the employees posted the picture on social media and suggested that it was probably the angel Gabriel blowing his trumpet. Number 1. Ghostly image of guardian angel tornado victim. 9-year-old Nicholas McCabe has left the world in awe after his death. Nicholas had died during a 2013 Oklahoma tornado. However, an image of him before his death confirms the presence of an angelic being by his side. The McCabes said that their dead boy had turned into a guardian angel upon death and appeared in a picture of his young cousin playing sparklers. They believe that their son had died and then turned into a guardian angel.